Hello all. I'm going to narrate my audio recordings from 2015, part 2, instead of putting text. I'm starting out of chronological order, as I'm going to put one of the most interesting audios I captured at that time first. The date is November 27th, 2015. This audio was captured around 1:20 a.m. I have a metal ladder on the north side of our property, way out in the woods, leaned up against a huge oak tree that I had used to put my trail camera up in that tree. On this night, I take out my audio recorder in its case, and for the very first time, I place a mirror, a square mirror, the type you get like at a county fair, that has cloth around the edges. I also put a little light hanging right above it, so the mirror was lit up. I do not understand exactly what animal this is or what it could be. Being November 27th, it was very cold in Wisconsin, and bears were hibernating. We do have coyote around, but I can't imagine that a coyote would stick around and growl repeatedly. The recorder was at the top of a 6-foot ladder. And so in this following audio, you will hear some different noises, but what sounds to me like a growl that sticks around for quite some time growling. If any of you have any ideas of what this could be, I would be happy to hear from you. Here's that clip. This next audio is from October 4th, 2015. This audio took place around 11:30 p.m. I had hung my recorder case from a branch. I am 5'6" and I reach up to hang it over branches, so anywhere from 5.5 to 6 feet off the ground. On the front of my recorder case I have little plastic hooks that you stick on with adhesive. And this particular night I hung a mesh bag that had cat toys in it. The cat toys, little round plastic balls that have a jingle bell inside. What's interesting is the mesh bag's getting moved around, and in many of my audio recordings I have heard raccoons climbing up the tree and messing with things, but in this particular audio I do not ever hear anything climb up, and the toys are in the bag are obviously being moved, messed with. Here's that clip. I decided to go ahead and add this image to this video, as I captured this image during this time frame. The date was October 22nd, 2015. We had a makeup mirror that sat on a plastic base that swiveled, and the base had broken. So I decided to take the mirror out, and I hung it from a branch on a string out in the woods. That evening I took my trail camera out and strapped it to a tree and aimed it at the mirror. And the mirror was hanging around 5 feet off the ground. And as I said in previous videos, my trail cameras have a feature where I can do time lapse, and they take an image every minute throughout the night. I do this because there's many times I have captured things that never got close enough to the trail camera to trigger the sensors, but were in the background. I was just wondering if any birds owls would show interest in the mirror. So when I retrieved the trail camera, I realized quickly that I've made a mistake, as it spun around on the string, and going through these images are quite monotonous, as you see the same scene over and over and over and over, but it does make you aware when something new appears. So going through these images through the night, I'm getting nothing but leaves and bark and branches and showing up in the mirror, until I came across this particular picture. Now, I do realize the human brain wants to see a face and can make a face out of many things, but it looked pretty creepy to me, and it's the only image I got throughout the night that looked different than just branches and trees. So I decided to add it here. What do you think? This next audio clip is November 6, 2015, approximately 3 a.m. In episode 3, 2015 audio recordings, I had added an audio that I had captured earlier in 2015 of this same sound. I have never heard anybody else post recordings like this, and I have no idea what it is, but over the 3 years I've been recording, I have captured this so many times. Sometimes it sounds feminine, and other times it sounded very masculine. So I did have to edit this audio clip, as there was some time in between the sounds, and I edited that out. Here's that clip. This last audio clip of this video is whistles. Now, I had recorded whistles several times through the night in 2015, and just always thought it was a person somewhere in the distance. The only reason I kept this audio clip is because I had my audio recorder way out in the woods, not far from the power line, and there is nothing but woods out there. And it is December 18th, very cold in Wisconsin, and this audio recording took place around 2 a.m. It just sounded very odd, and I never heard anything before or after these whistles. Here's that clip.